Quick! You need more space on your laptop, so you open Finder or File Explorer to hunt for large files to delete. And then you wonder, is there a better way of doing this? Yes, there is a better way. Today we'll look at how to find files from the command line. We'll check out the find command to, well, find files. We'll find files by their name, when they were last modified, their size, whatever you can think of. Stick around to the end to see my favorite search tool, FZF. Let's begin. Yes, I know, you can find files using the search feature of your GUI. You don't need the command line to find files. But sometimes you don't have access to GUI tools with pretty windows. Sometimes you SSH into a server and the command line is all you have. More importantly, there are ways to do things from the command line that you just can't do with a GUI. Don't believe me? Let's see. Let's walk through the find command. Find is a Unix-based tool. It's available on Linux and Mac OS. If you're on Windows, first of all, sorry. Second, try WSL. The find command should be available there. Here's how it works. Say you know the name of the file, but not where it's located. To find the location, we enter three things. We enter the name of the command, which is find. The second item is where we want to start looking. I'll enter a dot to say we're looking in the current directory. And then the third item is the name of the file, passed to the name flag. For this example, we're looking for a file named somefile.txt. When we hit enter, the command will spit out the location of any matching files. Here we have one match. Note how the find command searched the current directory and all nested directories recursively. We started by looking in the current directory with the dot, but the actual file is located in this nested directory, super secret location. Sometimes you want to search by file name while ignoring capitalization. In that case, instead of using the name flag, we use the iname flag for case insensitive. Looking for the same file pattern, we now get two outputs. The same one as we had before, and a new one that had the file name in uppercase. Other times we kind of know the file name, but not the full name. In that scenario, we can use meta characters like the asterisk or the question mark. Like many bash commands, the asterisk represents any number of characters as a placeholder, and the question mark represents just one character. To find all file names that contain the word sum, for example, we could enter our command again, and for the pattern, we'll use a asterisk on either side of sum. This will look for any file that has sum within the file name. Running this, we now get three outputs. We can see we get our same two files of some file in uppercase, and we also get this new file, amazing sum file. I'm not very creative, sorry for the file names. That's how we find files by name, but what if we want to find files by when they were last modified? The find command has you covered. The mmin flag checks the last time each file was modified. If we pass a value of -2 to the mmin flag, this will find all files that have been modified less than 2 minutes ago. Running this, we get no output, but we can test it by just making a fake file. And running the command again, we do get that fake file back because it was modified less than 2 minutes ago. The sign and the number indicate what time window we're searching for. With a minus sign, we're saying less than 2 minutes ago. But if we replace that minus sign with a plus sign, this will find files that were modified more than 2 minutes ago. Running this, we can see all the files that are in our current directory. Now, sometimes we don't want to search on the order of minutes. We may want to search on the order of days. How many days ago was a file modified? If that's the case, we use the mtime flag and then enter some number of days. If we want to find files that were modified less than 12 days ago, we would enter -12 and get all of these files. And if we want to find files that were modified, I don't know, let's say over 20 days ago, then we'd enter +20 and we would get nothing because none of these files existed over 20 days ago. I made them just for you. Maybe we don't want to find files by name or when they were last modified. We want to find those large files that are eating up storage. The find command has a size flag to search for files by their size. For example, if we want to find all files that are greater than 30 megabytes, we would enter +30m. And here we can see all the files that are larger than 30 megabytes. This plus sign means greater than 30 megabytes. If we replace the plus sign with a minus sign, the find command would find files that are less than 30 megabytes. The plus and minus sign works similar to what we saw with the mtime and mmin flags. We want to find large files, so we'll keep this plus sign. Now, we used a capital M to indicate megabytes, but we can also use lowercase k for kilobytes or uppercase G for gigabytes. Great, now we can find files by their name, their size, and when they were modified. But that's not very interesting. Let's see what we can do with those files. The find command has an exec action to run some subcommand for all the files it returns. For example, now that we have a list of files, we may want to sort them by size. Let's build a command that does that. We'll keep the first part of the find command as before. At the end, we'll pass the exec action, and here we type in the subcommand that we want to run for all the found files. We'll run the du command to estimate the file size, and to the du command we'll pass the h flag to get human readable file sizes. Then we'll enter these curly braces. These curly braces are a placeholder. After the find command retrieves a list of files, it will replace these curly braces with each file one at a time, and then run that subcommand. In this case, it would run du. We end the exec statement with a semicolon. This indicates that the subcommand we want to run for each file is finished. We need to escape the semicolon with a backslash, so the shell interprets the command termination properly. Let's run this. The du command gives us two things, the size of each file and the path of the file. With the file sizes now visible, we can sort the results by piping the output to the sort command. We'll add a few flags to the sort command. We'll use the end flag to indicate that we want to sort numbers by numbers instead of by strings, and we'll also use the r flag to reverse the order so that the biggest files are at the top. Running this, we get our sorted list of large files. We can see that the largest files are at the top at 235 megabytes, all the way down to 48 megabytes. Now we have a hit list of which files to remove to free up storage space. Now you may be tempted to go to each of these files and remove them one at a time, but the find command can remove them for you using that same exec action. Let's try it. In place of the du subcommand, we'll now use the remove command, or rm for short. But we should be careful. The remove command is destructive and it might delete more than what we want. So we'll use the I flag to do this interactively. This will make it so that the remove command prompts us for each file before it actually deletes it. I'll press enter and now we're prompted. Do we want to remove this file? Yes, 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 yes. We can verify that by looking for any files that are larger than 30 megabytes, and we get nothing in the output. And just like that, we've removed the largest files and freed up storage space. That's faster than clicking around the GUI and deleting files one at a time, right? We've just scratched the surface of what we can do with the find command. Like any Unix tool, you can check out the man page to see all the things that you can do with this amazing tool. The find command is great, but my go-to tool for finding files by name is FZF. FZF is described as the general purpose command line fuzzy finder. You simply type a few letters of the file you're looking for, and the tool will instantly show you the results. Let me show you how it works. I type the command FZF and hit enter, and the terminal changes to the FZF interface. Here I can see the list of all the files that are in my current directory and all subdirectories. Now as I type letters, the list will automatically filter for any matches. I'll type A to get all files with A in the name and keep going until I get to the file I want. Neat, but FZF can do so much more. We can pass the preview flag to see the contents of each file as we search. Let's jump over to a Django project. Suppose that in this Django project, we're looking for all of our models.py files. We'll type FZF and pass the preview flag, and then FZF is expecting some kind of tool that can view file contents. We'll just use the cat command for now, and we'll enter curly braces, which are a placeholder for whatever file we're currently hovering over. When we run the command, we have a split view. On the left-hand side, we can see our list of files, and on the right-hand side, we can see a preview of whatever file we're currently looking at. If I type in models, the list filters down to files with models in the name, and on the right-hand side, I can see what's in that file. This looks nice, but we can make it better. Let's add some color, some syntax highlighting. We'll replace the cat command with bat. Bat is marketed as a clone of cat with wings. It provides syntax highlighting, so let's use it. I already have bat installed, so I'll take the same command and replace cat with bat. And to the bat command, I'll pass in the option color equals always. Now when we run the command, we still have our list of files on the left, but the preview on the right is much more beautiful and easier to read. We can search as before and find our models.py files with syntax highlighting. What else can you do with FCF? Well, FCF is Unix friendly, meaning you can combine it with other command line tools. You can check out the docs to see more use cases beyond just finding files by name. Hopefully you believe me now. You can use a GUI-based file explorer to find files. But command line tools like find and FCF make the search easier. FCF is fantastic for finding files by name, and the find function is excellent when you have advanced search criteria or when you want to do something with the search results. What other tools do you use to find files? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, happy coding.